I chose to make a return tonight of all nights. Because I don't know, it feels special to me. I don't know. I feel like I got a lot to talk about. A lot's happened. Got a wake up call to a couple of things. But I want to showcase my makeup off when I get some people in here. When I get some people in here, there's going to be some things going down. Burger Boy, what's up? How you doing? I'll just sit here. I'll wait until more people come in here, I guess. See what I get for in this at this time of the morning, you know? How about odd? Um, so I got some things to cover today. Tonight, this morning, whatever. Yeah, Burger Boy, you too. I saw you featured a video about me, actually. I saw it. There have been people who've been desperately trying to get me to come back. So they not as much as before, but there have been people here and there. I know you featured a video where my name got mentioned. And of course I caught something Anderson Henderson said, so I've been watching him even more since he mentioned me. So I've just been watching his show more and whatever. But how you like my new makeup today? I'm yellow. You see that? Look, yellow everywhere. Look. How you like that, huh? Trying to perfect my yellow Michael Jackson, kind of look. Yeah, that's cool, Burger Boy. Yeah, good. So some things have happened. I've noticed on the tubes, people with news with certain people going on and all this, and then the politics here in Florida have been outrageous. They've been terribly outrageous lately. And plus, the colder weather kicks in. I haven't even been walking that much, honestly. But I haven't really had running heat per se. So, kind of in a way, I'm getting used to the cold weather. So, you know what that might mean? I don't want to drop too much. But let's just say I signed up for affordable housing. This is how I'm going to start off, okay? I signed up for affordable housing. Guess which city I signed up for affordable housing in? And when they call me, I could be on my way. This is where it's going to get good, folks. This is where it's going to get good. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready for this. That's right. Yeah. That's right. You like it? Do you like it? Negasonic middle age. And then the Bada story. I'm going to get into the Bada story, okay? I did meet Bada. He's just disclosing from certain people, but it happened. And I'm going to tell you how it went down, okay? It's going to be revealed. It's going to be revealed. Let me crack open a beer right here. I get the Old Milwaukee Easy Riders. I'm going to be promoting the Old Milwaukee Easy Riders because they have less alcohol content. They're just pretty much a beer to relax. You're not going to get like a big buzz. You're just gonna drink it. It tastes enjoyable. You're not drinking it to get drunk or even buzzed. This doesn't do anything to me really. It's a real beer though, but it's like a seltzerish kind of beer. It's real though. It tastes like beer. It's just like a seltzer because it's lighter. So, anyways, I see some people are in here. They're gathering in here right now. Megan Fox. I see Burger Boy's in here. Jane. A couple others. Well, it's early in the morning. I'm not expecting everybody to come in here per se. But this is what I'm going to do my stream. It's about what time is it? 4? 4 a.m., close to 4 a.m., right? What lipstick? Well, just look for the different colors when you go places. It's not like a name brand. I don't think that you're gonna find everywhere. But again, I don't know. You might find it. Just look in every beauty store. You'll find certain ones. It's over there. I'm not gonna grab it right now, but I got a nice leopard shirt on right there underneath it. A nice leopard blouse right there underneath my red sweater here and shit. And all that. So so yeah. Anyways, so the border story, okay? People probably were waiting to find out about the border story, right? I drove there. He answered the door in a literal, what do you call it? In an anonymous mask. He answered the door in an anonymous mask. He's like, "Don't hurt me, please, Mel. Don't hurt me." I pound on the door like, "Border, open up." I wasn't as loud as Anderson Henderson gets on the street, but you know what I'm saying. I So he answers the door, so then he lets me in because he was scared. I mean, who knows what the hell I could have done to him. So he lets me in, he allows me in, he softens up, he lets me in his house, okay? Okay, and it is in that general area. I'm not gonna get way into it, but I talked with him a bit, but he kept his mask on the whole time. Okay, when I talked to him in the house, he kept his mask on the whole time. All right, let me take a sip. Wait. And it's a male, and it's not expanded kelp. It's not Melvin Burbigeson or whatever. It's not Zamato Elite. It's not them, but he knows them. I was close. I was getting close to home. He knows them, but it's not him. Okay. But he wouldn't reveal that to me until he told me, "Hey, it's late. Okay, it's late. Um, you can take a nap if you want. Here's my bed. Sleep in it." Okay, he gave me his bed literally to take a nap in. He gave me his bed because some people they actually do that depending on where you are in the country or if you're in Canada. There's certain locations actually where they'll literally have a guest over and they'll let them sleep in their bed and they'll take the couch that they have maybe in another room maybe. And that's where I thought it was going to be. Okay, he's like, okay, here, sleep in my bed. All right, so nice. It's a queen bed. You can take a nap if you want. All right, after I talked with him and stuff. So I took a nap. Then he woke me up as he was going to bed. Now he was a night owl tonight. Okay? He was probably up till 2, 3 a.m. maybe. I'm guessing. So he hops in the bed. And then I see who he was, okay, and what he looked like, okay. I'm not going to reveal his name, but what he looked like was actually someone like Patrick Bateman in what's that movie called? American Psycho. He looked a little like that. He was handsome compared to what I actually thought he was. He was handsome. He was handsome. He was not, but he knew these nerdy types. But he looked better than them. He looked better than them. Okay, he looked better than them. So that's the story. Okay, with Bart in a nutshell. That's the story. And I wanted to reveal that today. Okay, all you who think you know, Noodles, you idiot. You think you know everything. You still don't know this guy. He's been fucking trolling you a long time. And you still don't know the fucking guy. Yeah, imagine he's actually a good looking guy. Could you believe it? And then he took a nap and he slept. And then I got up the next day. I left. I talked to him a little bit or whatever and stuff like that. This guy has about, I'll tell you how many computers he has. He's got about 100 computers. And he's got about 50 burner phones or so. He's got like 50 cell phones, 50 phones, different types. And he's got about 100 computers or so it is. This guy's not going anywhere. He's pretty much at his address. He's got a ton of computers and shit, as you would expect that was the case. Okay. Um. So, but he didn't give that secret out. But hey, you know what? He's like, hey, even if you tell people, whatever, one day. I'm like, I'm not going on YouTube for a little bit though after this. So, I met him. That's how it went. So yeah. So anyways, yeah. Yeah, right, I know. Well, he's a good looking guy, but he protects himself though. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So on that note, I see Ratbase is trying to make a comeback now. Anderson Henderson. And do you want to know the city I signed up for affordable housing in? Does anyone want to know where that is? Because when I get a call, that might be the one. And I think I'm going to take that one, actually. When I get a call, hey, Joni, what's happening? What's going on? Nice to see you in here at the South. I wasn't sure if you were up or not. So I didn't want to, you know. But anyway, so yeah, take a guess where I'm going to be going. What city did I sign up for affordable housing in? Can you take a guess the city I signed up for affordable housing in? Just give me a confirmation. Okay, I'm going to tell you now. Huntington, West Virginia, city of honey. Anderson Henderson, you getting too big for your britches over there. It turned out I signed up for affordable housing to move possibly to Huntington, West Virginia when they do call me. You're trying too hard lately, dude. He's trying too hard in his no, Jody, nope. But they're trying too hard. He's trying too hard in his videos lately. He's trying too hard. This guy's been fake. The whole time I knew this fucking guy, he's been fake. Okay? He's always been bullshit. His life was always bullshit, That's why listen, when I was 28, I wasn't totally developed yet, okay? But I saw a guy worse than me, and I was like, hey, dude, I was thinking to myself, this guy needs a lot of help. Let me offer my guidance to him. This guy needs a lot of help. My auntie, yeah, that's right. You want to call your aunt? Well, what? You want me to do that? Anyway, so so yeah, this guy, and he just friggin' spit in my face when I fucking try to help him. I was doing the exact same thing Noodles is doing to him now. I tried doing to him then. It's like these people take my ideas, and they don't friggin' know they're taking my ideas. Years ago, I was doing with this guy what Noodles tried to fucking do with him. Counsel him and bring him in. And this guy's literally the gay guy that you thought I was, Anderson. This is what's fucking hilarious. He thought I was like a homosexual who tried to push my agenda down his throat, or bisexual. I said I was bisexual, But he thought I was pushing that down his throat. And then Noodles just recently did this friggin' gay gimmick, which is really him, by the way. It's him, and he's suppressing that. Clearly. Obviously, it's plain as day, really. What do you think about it? See, I call the bullshit up, and then if it adds up so much where I have to say something about it, I'll come on. But besides that, I really don't have a lot to say. I mean, I live in the real world. A lot of you people out there live in the fake one. I live in the real one. A lot of things happened since I was gone off of YouTube. A lot of things happened. Ran into a lot of idiots around here. I got a wake-up call to everything. I got sick for a little bit. I even had a near-death experience. So I thought. But they're keeping me alive. I literally thought someone was trying to kill me, or something was trying to kill me the whole time I was gone. Not even interacting on here. So if anyone was too busy or something, because anytime I've been on here and people have wished bad things on me, they never happened. As I was streaming, it's usually when I turn the camera off when that shit starts happening. So sometimes, now that I realize, whenever I had this on, it kind of saved me from real world problems or catastrophes of some kind going on in the real world. I guess you could say. Almost like a whole other set of demons follow me when I'm not here, Especially in the state where there's increasing dark energy all the time around here now. It's very possible. I didn't tell you all, I found a Jason mask on the ground right before it was going to turn Friday the 14th. It was Friday the 14th. It wasn't the 13th, but my thought was is that Jason didn't give a fuck. And he still wanted to put his warning out here on these streets. I found a face-up hockey mask on the ground here right before it was Friday the 14th. He didn't give a fuck that it was a day off. He was going to do some killing. And my guess is this, okay? My guess is that assume there's a Jason living in this neighborhood. I didn't touch it. No, maybe with my foot. Maybe with my foot. I didn't pick it up. No. I'll touch things with my foot if I'm unsure about it, you know. But anyways, I'm thinking if there is a Jason living in this immediate neighborhood, okay, it's probably a pissed off local who's sick of everyone coming here, maybe. And wouldn't I match that description maybe to a point? Wouldn't I kind of match that description? People here would probably believe I'm the Jason. But it was in case I found a Jason mask on the ground, though. People here would think that would be me. That has to be Melton. That Jason had to be Melton. The one who's going to murder every one of the streets here has to be Melton. That's they would probably think. Because they're low IQ, they're stupid. They're as stupid as Michelle K, for Christ's sakes. You know? They'll believe anything they hear. Or Anderson, or any of them. Noodles. Yeah, I know I am. But you want to know something? I see Jasmine Star lost her job. But if in case no one thought of that, I planted the seeds for all that to happen. You know? I knew she was gonna slip on a banana peel. And it turns out I was away a long time and it happened when I was not even here making videos. But she just lost her job. Mission accomplished. You fuck with me in any way, or you get me angry at all to the point where I say anything like that to you. Yeah, it's going to hit you at some point. And you thought you were too big. You were drinking every night. You forced Anderson to drink on his stream several times. You're a fucking alcoholic, bitch. Own it. You're a fucking alcoholic, Jasmine. That's the bottom line. So, you're worse than me. You're worse than me. See, they want to claim that I'm the alcoholic because I was drinking beers on the streets all the time, or malt drinks, or fruit drinks, or whatever that have like 10% alcohol in them. Right? No, I cut it. I actually cut it a little. I cut a little bit here. I guess it might have grew. I cut a little. I chopped a little, like right over here. I chopped a little of it. But to even it out a little bit. But the bottom line is people want to say that I'm the biggest alcoholic. Abby wanted to say I was the biggest alcoholic at one point. But Jasmine is the biggest alcoholic down here. She just drinks maybe a little bit more expensive liquor, maybe. Not too expensive, more than the cheapest stuff, I would estimate. And now Jasmine's living with her mother, drinking her beer since she lost her job. So we see the real bums for who they are, right? At this friggin' point. Bottom line, to Jasmine's brother, your daughter's an alcoholic. Your daughter's an alcoholic. Flat out. She slipped on a banana peel messing with me sometime back. Trolling me into an email where she ghosted me. That's all it took. But I wouldn't have been so bummed out, if it ended there. But she had to show her friggin' face on Anderson's. All the people that didn't like me for all these years. And now you see why my anger built up. It wasn't just a random thing. Like some people want to think, I randomly went after her. No. And then she got these white knights down here in Florida trying to come after me. I want to protect women types, but they do it for their own ego. You know what I'm saying? Like the Randalls of the world. Like the Harolds even of the world. My mentor Harold. Yeah. Yeah. That was funny. I told people, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I call Harold my bet." Oh, I think someone said, "Oh, you better be careful with that one." I'm like, "Oh, I already said it. What do you mean?" But anyways, yeah. So she just has to drink more for the same effect. Yeah. She has to down shots and shit. She has to down shots. Yeah. But you know what? Mission accomplished there. So there's really no point to beat that dead horse now, is there? But I just wanted to briefly mention that. So, anyways, yeah. So I told you the Barter story. The Henderson's been trying too hard lately in his content. This guy disappears. I thought he was going to disappear forever. I would have stayed disappeared, for Christ's sakes. But he had to keep coming on, and then here I am. Because I watch, and then I have to say something after a while if it gets too much. And these people who he betrayed are just back over there again, kissing his fucking ass. They're back over there again, kissing his fucking ass. Like he didn't betray them. And I don't see Wingstar's comments, but I think she was in his last live stream again. This guy's an abuser. He fucking abuses people on the streets. Like with cookies and with Powerades. He's screaming at some guy. Like, what the fuck is there any point of this? He just wants attention. I go and I can get enough attention. I don't have to like all the time scream. I could talk loud for the entertainment value, but I'm not going to confront people. I'm not going to yell at them, people on the streets. I've never done that. In fact, I don't know half these people. They could be sex offenders in some of these areas over here. I don't walk up to people and talk to them. That's a moronic thing to do. In fact, I value my quiet. I don't bother with anyone now, especially all the more now. I haven't been bothered with everyone since I got sick. If I've been talking to anybody around here, whether it be the person I met on the street there that time or whatever, I don't talk to them. You know? It's like some people, I don't know what their idea of friendship is. I got a front row seat to their life, and I'm like, okay, this is what someone has to do, I guess, if they get destitute over here. But and then I took a long look at that. Then I got sick for 3 weeks, deathly sick. I didn't get COVID, but I got sick. Um, for sure. Both my parents got COVID. So we got some pretty decent genes. I mean, they didn't pass from COVID, you know? But both my parents got COVID. Yes, in their 60s. Separate locations, probably for different reasons, more than likely. Uh, so, so that happened. Um, yeah, I didn't get COVID, but I got sick. I didn't lose my sense of taste or smell, and I was told by my dad that I guess he tasted all salt when he got it. Like I guess you could taste all salt or something. You could taste salt, right? When you get COVID, you could taste nothing but salt. You could get a lobster, it would taste like salt. It would taste more salty. Or cold cuts, it would taste more salty. But you wouldn't taste it. All you would do was taste heavier salt if you ate salty foods or something. Some people talk about loss of taste, and there is loss of taste, but I was interested is that everything tastes like salt, I was told. Salt. Total salt. So who knows if you didn't want to eat because of that, it could have absolutely you could have got starvation or something, you know? Sodium, yeah. Female to female without being rude at all. Your foundation is yellow undertone. You need one that is natural. But you know what? I like yellow. I actually like yellow. It fits me. I like it. You know? I don't really care. It would. I wouldn't. I didn't. When I was sick and I had my taste, I still didn't smoke cigars. I had to take a long break from smoking and drinking. I lost about 10 or 15 pounds. But then as I started eating again, I gained a little of it back. But I lost some weight in that time that I was sick. And I could taste. I could taste. But I was coughing so fucking much that I couldn't smoke cigars. No, I took about 3 weeks to 4 weeks off from smoking and drinking. I think totally. You think green would suit you, but the blue is nice too. Yeah, I'm not gonna do green makeup. No, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, you know, look, I did my hands too. Like I did my hands at least enough. I got yellow on my hands too. I did the see that. Then the so I like yellow. For some reason, I've grown to really like yellow. You know, could be like the next yellow Power Ranger or something. I don't know. Thank you, Gracie. Yeah. So yeah, these people in the heavy need for attention though. It's amazing what they'll do on the streets. It's amazing what some will do on YouTube. And Berg's copied me too. Berg's copied me. But I don't think he realized he copied me, but he did. People didn't even have to realize they copied me, and they do copy me. That's happened over the years here on YouTube. I was the first one. I was in my father's garage years ago drinking and thinking of songs and indie songs or grudge songs. And I wrote song lyrics to grudge music years ago. I did a surf grunge blend of a song, even when I was on the East Coast, talking about riding the waves, mutants riding the waves, and getting Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. I was writing those obscure lyrics years ago before the internet stole my creativity. That's what friggin' happened. But I was doing this shit, playing guitar crappy to the songs I wrote, and Idiot Noodles started to do that later on in life. I was doing talk radio yelling. I was doing that talk radio stuff years ago yelling on a tape recorder so I could play myself back and laugh before we weren't doing internet. And I would play it to other people. My rants, I'd play them to other people if I was riding a bus or something. I'd be like, hey, and they heard me say, you never know. One of the lines was, you never know with all the crazies out there, because, Massachusetts at the time was crowded, at least toward the city. I went to an urban school in the city for a little bit, actually. I had like a short time going to, like, you could say a charter school toward Boston. Like where some of the worst anger problems went and all the troubled people, like juvenile hall and all that kind. They went to juvenile hall a lot, it seemed like, or some of them. So I was around that environment. And I think some of those people later on went on to support Trump, actually. They were Democrat at the time. But they ended up being the types who supported Trump later on. Except one kid who openly, if you said you were voting Republican here, you were in the definite minority. I'll tell you that in a school like this. But then these people decided to support Trump when he went to the Republicans, is what happened. And this is going to fuel my political rant about Ron Deathsatan, okay? In about a couple minutes or so. Okay, so I've also been watching I've been following the politics heavily in Florida, actually, for the last month. I was sick and I was just watching all kinds of shit like that. I was watching all that, too. Mixed with a little bit of this, but I was watching the political picture. Some candidates were running in other areas who might have been progressive candidates. I've been watching all that and stuff and all that. So, um, but no, back then, I'm pretty sure these were the very kids who voted Democrat that ended up in later years supporting Trump. And this is when I supported George W. Bush. I wanted George W. Bush to get in office years ago. I saw his rants before he got in. This guy was like a take no shit type, I saw. I overlooked the fact that he was a Bush, I overlooked all that. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty, he'll be tough on at least a lot of these Wiggers if he gets in office. He's at least that's what I thought. Well, I didn't think of Muslims. I didn't think of any of that. I thought about domestic people who were problematic that George Bush would at least not take any shit from. That's kind of what I thought at the time. And at that time, that was kind of like my Trump moment. I was watching CMT also. I was trying to find some of the greatest signs that a better America existed outside of where I was. So I watched CMT and country music videos, actually. And I got into some of the music on the country music channel. I was watching Travis Tritt a little bit. I was listening to Randy Travis. Who else? Randy Travis. Diamond Rio. George Strait. I went like all the way like that. You know, when I discovered that this area I'm in has some problems. So, hey, with the Democratic establishment here, the Democratic Jews running things in the school or whatnot. So I was just like, okay, I think it's time to look toward a possible better America here. What the answer is, how people live in other places. And that's how I kind of started to go to other places in my later years, I guess you could say. It all kind of started there, though. I stayed in my home state a long time, though, until I was like 22 or something like that. But I was like, yeah. So I looked more toward Texan or maybe middle American ideals a little more than where I was living at the time. And if you announced you were voting Republican, you were definitely a minority. There was one other kid who did, though. One other kid who did. But most of them did not really go that way. But in the later years, these same people who were Democrats and they liked Hillary back then, like the thug wannabe types or whatever and all that, they ended up supporting Trump, but they followed him to the Republicans, is what I'm saying. So it's almost like I was natural enemies with them, whether I was a conservative at the time or I had to turn liberal later when they were seen as the conservatives then. At the present day, I mean. So see how shit changes sometimes. Now I'm progressive. I consider myself progressive, totally. Now, more full blown than I've been, because of these MAGA people and these terrorists who wear MAGA and all that shit. And the Ron Deathsatan supporters now are a whole new breed of crazy. I'm gonna tell you right now, there are a whole fucking new breed of crazy coming down here to Florida, and they're moving here from the West Coast to flood this place, overvaluing the market, the housing market. It's extremely expensive down here now. It's fucking expensive as shit compared to how it used to be down here. It's not relaxing anymore. The place is ruined. It's really truth. Like for example, if you hang around Tampa long enough, you'll get the picture. That the reason why this doesn't make the worst cities list, really, it's because of the cigar scene. And it's because of some other things. It's because of the cigar scene. It's because of the beaches. It's because of the warm weather. It tends to not go on some of the worst cities lists with violent crime or anything like that. That's what pretty much prevents it from getting on those lists. Like you see Gary, Indiana, you see Detroit, you see St. Louis make the news regularly. And yeah, they're worse than Tampa, but that doesn't mean Tampa isn't in the top 15. You kind of get what I'm saying? A little bit like that. And Tom Brady coming here alleviated that too. And when I relocated here, I kind of thought of Tom Brady possibly stimulating the economy as well. But then I didn't realize the housing was going to be so bad too. Like there was going to be a whole crunch in housing. Because, I was looking at my cues from the Carolinas and there were a lot of Florida plates coming up to the Carolinas. And I'm like, it seems like the Carolinas are getting full now. And I saw the housing crunch there. And I'm like, how bad could Florida really be at this point. That's why I went to Florida. That's really why I went to Florida. It's a 7 hour drive. I figured nothing to lose, right? But I have just as much to lose, really. Staying long term, I've really been pondering my future. I've really been pondering my future since I've been gone. And some changes could occur shortly. Um, I'm kind of packing, maybe. Hmm? Yeah. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. I signed up for affordable housing in Huntington, West Virginia, Anderson. I don't even have to knock. Anderson, listen. I don't even have to knock on your door to fuck with you. I don't have to. I could just show up in your city and see your stupid ass out there every day. Thank you, Anderson. Thank you for showing me what you do every day. Thank you for showing me what you do every day, Anderson. Because what if I come through and I see you? You'll be in for a surprise one of these days. You'll be in for a surprise because I might just be going. By you. If that's the case, though, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I got another plan, too, in the works. I'm going to hook up maybe with Cyrax. I'm going to hook up with Cyrax. He don't live far from there. I'm going to try to get a hold of Chance Wilkins. We're going to do content. I'm going to meet Cyrax. I got some possible things in the works. Not saying too much right now, but who knows? Who knows? It'll be a double freak show. I'm the one with the plan. I'm the one with the plan. I have a plan somewhere. Where something's going to happen. Best believe. So, 38 minutes in, I've said a lot. 38 minutes in, I've said a lot. I've covered quite a bit in 38 minutes. Wow. Just shows. If I go on a little more, I'll just talk about Ron DeSantis or something. He wants a militarized police force here for the voting booths. He wants Ronald Reagan Day in Florida. He wants to impose his view of America on Florida, is what it's coming down to here. And stay black, good to see me. Yeah, I'll stay yellow, though, this time. Funny thing is, did I wear this makeup earlier when I ate Chinese food? You get the joke? Yeah, I think you get the joke. Did I wear this out when I went to eat Chinese food earlier? I've gone out in public with this on. I have. Maybe not as made up as this, but I have. I have. I did it a little more for the camera. But yeah. So, as far as things to come or whatever, yeah. Why would I? Yeah, I know. Wouldn't it have been something? I definitely wouldn't get kicked out for it. You know what I'm saying? It's my foundation. It's my look, you know? Hey. But anyways, yeah, with Ron DeSantis, Ron Death Satanist, whatever you want to call him, Death Satanist. People have actually said Death Satanist, and the guy's freaking 43 years old. So you know what that means? I could run for governor somewhere. That's what that freaking means. I'm 41. I could run for governor somewhere. And that just occurred to me when I realized he was as young as 43 and he's making all this noise. And then I've been watching a couple of people, maybe um, the Massachusetts potential governor, um, Maura Healey. That's someone I could get behind right there. That's someone I could get behind. Governor of Iowa. Who's the governor of Iowa again? I know the governor of Nebraska is a conservative guy. He's not like Ron DeSantis, but he's more middle of the road conservative, I would say. He's more middle of the road. I don't know his name though. Yeah, well, maybe at some point I will. Hey, I'll stop by going to Huntington. That's what I'll do. And you know what I'll do when I get to Huntington? I'll be talking to the people on the streets. I'll see Anderson there. I'll fuck with him a bit. Then I'll go, but then people will see me fucking with them, right? And they're going to say, oh, I hate that fucking guy. This is how it's going to go. It is red, I think, but I think it's more, it's not, it's middle of the road red, I'd say. Yeah, maybe. But it's also voted blue too, though. Iowa's kind of, that's Jill's state. Jill's state is Iowa. And I have to go with Cornhuskers over Iowa, though, for sure. I think the Cornhuskers are a definite great program. I mean, I followed the Cornhuskers kind of when I was 14, 15, when I remember like when they were winning and they were showing up in the news a lot, right? Because they were winning in their football. They won back-to-back championships in 94, 95. I remember on ESPN, they were talking about how Nebraska was such a good team, but there was nothing else there people talked about, but they talked about the sports. I'm like, it was getting my attention to a point. I'm like, shit, what about Nebraska, guys? I say to my classmates, what about Nebraska? They're such a good team lately. I'm hearing about them. Nebraska, huh? I'm like, yeah, let's go to Nebraska. Let's get some Omaha steaks or something, right? It's like, oh yeah, like we got and then I was like just making a few jokes like that or something like, oh, Nebraska, yeah, let's go to Nebraska. It's like, what's in Nebraska besides cornfields? But they have a good sports program. That's what's there. Well, everywhere's getting red in the South now, pretty much. Virginia, it's not a surprise. I mean, people like Slingshot Warrior are all over those states. They're all over Maryland. They're all over Virginia. Why do you think I won't go, really, to states like that? They're not truly blue, trust me. They got a pretty much kind of like Oregon. They got a majority. Oh, Oregon. Let me talk about Portland for a minute. Oregon. People don't know this, but Oregon is mostly a red area. Portland is even red too, surprisingly. You will be surprised to find if you're looking for an entirely blue city like Portland, you're going to find a lot of red. That was actually my disappointment there. They said people couldn't stay naturally progressive there, you could say. It was kind of like if there was any real progressive areas in Portland, they were only concentrated to a few areas I didn't go to. That's really it. I mean, Portland had it all like that, but it was only in a couple of areas. And it was just a pain in the ass for me to drive down there because I didn't want to park. It's like New York City to park there. And Doodles wants to move there. That's what he's not going to get the good pizza that he's got now. And he's going to get the same tight parking down there. That's the thing about Oregon, the real Portland. To get to anything good down there, it's a hassle for what there is that's good over there. It isn't that good because you try to go to a good pizza place, then the lines are a mile out the door. That was my problem with Portland. Even though I might lean progressive, I didn't like Portland all that much. I really didn't. I mean, it was only concentrated to a few areas if there was like anything really liberal there. It's almost like the outside, the people in the suburbs had a mentality like all the freaks are in the city. I don't want that to come out here. All that's in the city. All that is in Portland. If you want diversity, go to Portland. That's their line of thinking. Almost like how I would picture maybe Baltimore and Maryland, maybe, or something like the people on the outside don't want anything from Baltimore. Maybe I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure, but Virginia, you got Richmond. Richmond, you have. I know Richmond once had a pretty decent punk rock scene there. I know that Richmond, Virginia did. I remember they had like a blue collar union worker kind of punk band type of thing. Portland had a little of that years ago too. Because I would go to the punk rock bars in Portland when I visited there, and it was such a refreshing change because I didn't like Florida when my parents lived there in '08 and stuff. I didn't care for it then. So I went to Portland. I'd never been to the West Coast, and I just loved Portland. Plus, the weather happened to be nice. I could walk all the time there at that time of year. So I was walking like I've been walking here in Tampa. So I've been doing the same thing for many years. I haven't changed. I've been doing the same thing. People can expect consistency out of this product right here because I've been doing the same thing for many years out here. I've walked, I've taped myself walking, maybe in videos. But you're going to be in for a sorry surprise if you think the Portland area even's going to be completely progressive. I mean, Tigard is where I used to live, kind of right by it. They had a racist incident right there in one of the schools. They had a racist incident right over there, right next to Lake Oswego. They had a racist incident there within the last 5 months. So they think they're going to some progressive place. I'm telling you, it ain't. You know, it's mostly going to be people like bearded up. There are people who are bearded in the suburbs. They have beards and stuff. So Noodles will fit right in with some of those people. He actually will, but he's not going to have the pizza. I'm going to freaking say that right now. And again, I'm commenting on some things that I saw on live streams being talked about. Yeah, thank you, Megan Fox, and stuff like that. I see there's this new guy. I don't know how even new he is. He seems very seasoned, okay? From what I've observed live streams, I've seen a little bit of David Belo. Okay, this guy, David Belo. All right, I've looked at him a little bit. He seems like he'd be the kind of guy, he'd be cool as hell to hang out with. But unless you're doing karaoke, there doesn't seem to be much of a purpose to be on his channel, really. Unless you're doing karaoke, but if you get him off the camera, maybe, and let's say you're somewhere else, I think he'd be a cool guy to hang out with. I mean, that's just my opinion analyzing David Belo. He seems like a cool guy. All right. But as far as his channel goes, there doesn't seem to be much of a purpose being over there unless you're doing karaoke. You know, something like that. I don't know if I'll even set up. I might even set up a karaoke stream here. I don't know. Sometime I might just do exclusively singing. I don't know. Yeah, I got some plans I'm thinking of possibly executing soon. And that's really it. Yo, I'm surprised you haven't heard of him. His name's gone all around the boy here and in this community of people. His name's gone all around and stuff like that. Because that select group had to go to his page, you know, and infiltrate. They tried infiltrating over there and whatever, you know, and stuff. And I caught that. I see. And so yeah. The boy it's gonna it is flushing out now. Don't you notice? I mean, what do they got for content going on right now? Nothing. Nothing. Very little. Very little. I don't even watch. I think I caught Lindy live the other night briefly. I think that's about all I saw though. Half Court Old Milwaukee Easy Riders. Highly recommended by Lady Melton John. Half Court Old Milwaukee Easy Riders. Decent beer. Light, but you're not drinking it to get a buzz even, let alone getting drunk. You're not even drinking this for a buzz. You're just drinking something refreshing. You despise every one of the Boyd in their content is unwatchable. Yeah, ultimately, why do you think I don't even pay attention to that much? I mean, if there's a parody channel, I have no idea. I don't even know. I think I saw Rich Life a couple times. It's stupid. Why do you think I don't come around? It's stupid. Just the level of bullshit is just stupid around here. You go live, and then another night you could go live, not even have a lot of trolls. Then another night they all show up. It's like that hasn't been consistent. I like to get a good group of people on here as much as possible. I've been aiming to build that kind of a channel on here where it's a watchable place where the side chat isn't full of trolls. I've tried my best since I've been here to build that. And nobody can take that away from me. Nobody. Chris is off the rails lately for a traveling channel. But he did travel though. He has traveled. To be fair, he has traveled. That's a dress up there, by the way, that I have. I just have it hanging there and stuff. Pocketbook, and pair of shorts. Can't put a belt on it, so they kind of have to fit it. You have to kind of gain a little weight to be able to fit into those ones. But but anyways, yeah. One day everyone like it's happening now, dude. It's happening now. It was slow to happen, but it's happening now. And there were people that said, I got my wish. I helped break up the Boyd. People actually credited me for helping breaking up the Boyd because I was one of the first ones here. And I started off by threatening Elvis Travels at the time. Oh, Elvis Travels. I'll touch on Elvis Travels right now. Elvis is probably going to watch this eventually. I'm going to touch on Elvis Travels for a sec, okay? Elvis Travels has had a patent, I notice, okay? And I don't think he's the worst guy here by any means, all right? But he has a vibe about him where he still kind of makes people wonder, what's he going to do next? What's he going to do next? I mean, he's in Tijuana. He's going to run out of money. He's going to go back to Chicago. That's obvious. He's going to work again and save up, and he's probably going to go back there again. Unless he gets so sick of it like he did Florida, he might not come back. Then where would he go? Because if he gets sick of Tijuana, he's done with Florida, then where would he go? He'd have to consider being a full-time person up in the northern states is probably what he would have to do and just end this whole thing altogether. Because that's going to happen one day too. You know, I mean, he keeps coming back to Chicago. There's obviously a reason for it, right? So he's probably going to stay there for life when he gets burnt out from Tijuana because he got burnt out from Florida. He's not coming back. It's almost like he saw what was coming when it came to Florida. But he supports the very people though who ruined Florida though. That's the thing about Elvis. He supports the very people that have ruined Florida or that are ruining Florida now. He's this poor guy who it's not really in his best interest to support Trump, but to support a DeSantis, but he does it. Okay, and that's what I saw some guy like Elvis do it a lot of the time that he was here. And I realized I was young when I voted or I wanted a Republican to win like George W. Bush. I was younger. I had a security net to a point. I mean, I had a place to live. And even then, George W. Bush really looks liberal next to these modern day Even George W. Bush now looks more liberal next to who's in office now, who's conservative in Florida, at least, maybe even next to Abbott in Texas or something, too. Or maybe McMaster in Carolina. But I think now even George W. Bush realized where he went wrong with the Iraq War. I think there's a little bit of remorse there with him. But there's still a small band of people out there who are neocons who would go to war if they get the chance. But the thing is, George W. Bush doesn't. He's not really with that like he used to be when he was president here. Because I think with George W. Bush there was a little bit of remorse. I think at this point, even though the Bushes were a big family, okay, and they were in power for a while, and people were sick of the Bushes getting in. But you want to know something? The funny thing is Jeb Bush looks like he would be the best candidate for America if he ran. So sometimes you can't always go by who's from the family with the power, you know? If one person or even the other brother realizes where he went wrong, and then the younger brother ends up being a good candidate. So then you can't really place all the blame on the Bushes anymore, really, can you? When you think about it, can you really do that? Because they look better than what's in office now still, even when you analyze it totally. Like the Kennedys, yeah, the Kennedys. I wasn't alive during the Kennedys. I mean, if I was alive then, it would have even been better, I think. I just know he got murdered. He tried to pass all these bills. He was definitely using civil rights and all that stuff. I know those kinds of things about Kennedy, but I think if you had lived, it would have even been better to see the Kennedy presidency. I think it probably would have been better to see that. Um, but no, I learned that I all the more that I could run for governor in my 40s, my early 40s, even if DeSantis got in Florida. I could go somewhere and run for governor. Maybe I'd have to be a resident 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 years, but I'd have to do that before I ever become eligible for anything like that to begin with. I think some places they have 3 years of residency or something. But then there was actually a Democrat in Oregon. I think his name was Christoph, right? But they didn't like him because he lived in New York or something like that. So they kept telling him to go back to New York. See, that's how tolerant Oregon is. Yeah, go back to New York. We don't want a New York socialist here or something. And that's really why Antifa got so bad over there. It's because of the hardcore conservatives that surround Portland. That place is like, it's worse than South Carolina even, when you get on the outskirts. And South Carolina's got the weather, at least. If they had their way, they'd be Republican up there, though. A lot of people. Plus, you get that weather, too, that isn't that great on top of that. So you got, at least have a trade-off if the weather's lousy. At least trade it off with other positive things. But the Portland area can't manage to do that. And that was my issue when I was there. And plus, it was rising in costs, too, to live there and all that. But in 2008, it was still a reasonably priced area. It was still reasonably priced there in 2008. I was amazed. I'm like, shit, this is like a Boston type city, at least because I didn't know everything about it. But as a visitor, I was like, wow, this is a Boston type city here, and it's half the price at least. It's at least half the price of Boston. And now it's like 3/4 to almost all the way expensive as Boston area or Boston itself, even. Because Boston's cheaper than some of the suburbs, you know. Like some of the wealthy suburbs are more money than Boston itself. Even still. A lot of Callies are moving to Florida. Never mind. Texas and Florida are the two. And Colorado's coming to Florida too, and they're bringing those ideals. And the truth is, they're the ones who destroyed their states and they left. And then they come to the next state to destroy because some populist politician wants to bring them there. And then they destroy that. Any bit of progress Tampa made is rolled back 25 years now because of what's going on. I know I see it on the ground level. When I was drinking and doing live streams, I was trying to block it out. I was trying to block it out. That was my way to block it out. Just absorb the environment, drinking while watching the cars. And then I just don't. It, it's kind of, if you do that a lot, you'll be put in a deep sleep coma to a point. You actually will. Then you realize, wait a minute, I can't stay here forever. I have to contemplate at least trying to get out of here. There's no housing available. No one's renting their places out. You got to stay in motels. It's ridiculous. Motels is all some people have down here. And now I get it. Craig lived in the cheapest friggin' motel he could in his friggin' area. 1,500's easily the cheapest around Sarasota. That's why he was there. Because that's easily the cheapest in Sarasota area. You can't get, even the cheap motels in Sarasota aren't 1,500. 1,500's high, but that's the cheapest you're going to get around Sarasota. And 1,200 about is probably the cheapest you can get in Tampa. But once that goes, there's only like a very tiny, tiny, tiny handful of motels that are even 12 now to 13. St. Pete's got 0. St. Pete's higher. You can't, and plus even along this area that I'm in now, $80, $75 a night, $80 a night some people want. They don't even do weekly and they want $80 a night. It's like, for a shitty motel, it's like you could friggin' go to a Holiday Inn. You could go to a budget inn for that. Well, maybe not a budget inn, but what's the one? Motel 6. You could go to at least a cleaner place for $80 a night. I mean, living in motels is not normal. I've only had to do it. It's not normal, though. And even that person I met at the end of the stream, when I talked to them, that prostitute I ran into here, the end of the stream, when I was able to talk to them, I'm like, living in motels is not a normal circumstance. But sounds like you have these dreams to move to a better part of Tampa when you can, but I don't think that's going to happen in your situation. I had to level with that person. Like New Tampa is a ridiculously expensive area now. It's new money, but it's expensive. And everything's high here. Everything now. It's you're paying Northeast prices totally to live in Florida because of the new people coming in. And the thing is, the housing's not fixing up here. It's not like you're getting luxury buildings for that money. It's the same buildings as before. It's just because of supply and demand, it got up. I looked at a place in the hood around here. They call it Sulphur Springs. It's a hood, though. And it used to be one of those neighborhoods. They swept the gangs out, but there were like gunshots there, like flying by houses and stuff. When it was a bad neighborhood, it still is a bad neighborhood. It's not a good neighborhood. It just maybe improved because they swept the gangs out in that way, but the neighborhood still looks the same. And now they want $1,000 a month for a small bedroom. They want $1,000 for a small bedroom where you share it with somebody else. It was cheaper where I was before. When I moved into someone's place where I wasn't even on the lease, but anyways, I moved in there and paid $700 for my portion of it. And you can't say I didn't try to do things here. That's the thing. People don't think, Anderson Henderson ain't trying at things. At least I've tried. At least someone said to me before, at least you try to do things here. At least you've tried, even if you end up back. At least you have tried. Anderson Henderson has not tried. That's the thing. That's the biggest difference between me and him. People might have saw me as an improved Anderson Henderson, but now it's gone beyond that. Or I'm like so out of that world, his world. But you know what I'm saying? He's been trying too hard lately in his content. And he looks like a jackass yelling on the streets, starting shit with people. Because I don't talk to nobody when I go walking. I don't go walk up to people. They come to me if they come up to me. That's it. And I gotta either tell them or something or whatever. But I don't go up to people. because I don't know who's who. I don't know if there's a sex offender around. I don't talk to people around here if I can help it. Unless I get a whole different vibe from them, maybe. And they happen to be a regular person, then I'll stop and talk for a little bit. But besides that, I mean, if I was living here long term, I just wouldn't talk to anybody. Honestly. Just after everything I've seen, and plus I've done a few things here or whatever. And some people think I'm the type that I want to do business with them. I don't want to do business. People will come up to you and ask if you want to do something, and they'll even offer to pay you. But I'm like, I don't want to do business. I'm not open for business. That's just what they do around here. They'll come up to you and they'll talk to you like, hey, I got some things over here. I'll pay you something. You want to drive me here? You want to? And just because I did it for someone once, they thought that I was going to do it for different people or something. You know what I mean? I'm not open for business. That was like a one-time thing. I'm not open. I'm not driving you to Target. No, I'm not driving you down there. You know what I'm saying? People think they can just ask you. I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but they might do it once in a while. I mean, that's the thing. So people think that I'm some type whore on the streets here and all that. The truth is I haven't been. Okay? I'm good at making it look that way, though. You know? But do you think I would have hopped in someone's car if they picked me up on the street before? Do you think I would have really easily have done that? I'd have to sniff out who they were. I'd have to do that. And I probably wouldn't even get in the car with them, to be honest with you. It's more than likely how it would have went down, really. But I saw this other person get in the car with people. But then they expected me to wait for them until they got back. And I'm like, I'm not waiting. I'm walking back now. And then when she was down to something, the person I met at the end of the street, who was the hooker there, right? And then caught up with me and stuff. I didn't want to wait around, nothing. I started walking back, and all that. So I got a front row seat to what that person was doing. And she got picked up once. I saw, like, dancing with the radio on the cell phone, and just kind of dancing and stuff. And I was kind of going with it, kind of fooling around, and I was just kind of doing a little thing here or something. But that was the type of person who wouldn't really outright say, I'm busy trying to do this now. I don't know, like, I'm busy trying to do this because you're with me. Those people, like, she hinted it and stuff. Yeah, but I'm like, but you want me to hang out with you, but at the same time, I'm disrupting your routine because I'm talking with you here. I'm like, that's another date. But then she got them, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You just can't. There just comes a time where you just got to cut people off and say enough. If they want you to hang out with them, but then they don't mind if you go on their prostitute route, but then they hint that you're getting in the way of their business at times, but they're not really rude enough to tell you to get out of here, kind of thing. Like that sort of deal. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying, though? It's these. Then you got these no life having motherfuckers out here. I see they haven't left or took a dirt nap permanently. I see that hasn't changed. I see they're still around here and all that. So people seriously need to take a dirt nap. I'll tell you that. But anyways, so people cause really any kind of confusion with me, they're the types they wouldn't mind if I talk with them every day or even knocked on their door every day, and stuff like that. But But it's not best to really tie yourself to somebody. That's what I'm saying, especially on the streets here. You don't want. I got enough of a preview that I needed to see, and when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I see where things are now, and I just totally had to lock myself away for them to get the message. You know what I'm saying? Or I have to say I don't want to be bothered right now myself. I have a lot going on, and I'm sick and all this kind of shit. Just to avoid them. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I'm giving you a timeout right there. You're not gonna do that shit to me. You think I'm gonna show mercy on you? Huh? Remember. Remember, I know about you. I was over there. Remember that. That's you. Yeah, I did meet him. He's never gonna fess up to that though. I know who you are. All right? And that's one thing. You don't want to start shit with me. Bro boy. Yeah, not the computer shop. Yeah. So, anyways, 1 hour and 11 minutes. I still covered a lot. 1 hour and 11 minutes here. It's about time to end the stream anyway. This shit's just getting ridiculous right now. I covered everything I needed to cover on the topic and all this. Scott, I got it, and the rest of them. Now what? No. Go back to bed, dude. All right. It's clear you're on something. You're drunk. You fucking, you know. That's it. I know you drink too. Okay, I know what happens when you drink. Because you told me. Yeah. Then talk normal. Then fucking talk normal right now. Talk normal. Stop with the body bullshit and talk normal. What do you got to say? Right now. So you're not going to say anything? I'm not friends with Noel Sideshows. No, I am not friends with Noel Sideshows. Who the hell's that? Who the hell's that? No idea who that is. Don't know them. I don't pay attention to these shitty ass people out here that have lame ass content. I don't know who they are. They got to stand out for me to watch. Or say enough outrageous things. Why do you think I watch Noodles? Why do you think I watch Anderson's? Because they say so much dumbass shit, even though I can't stand either of them. They say so much dumbass shit that you have to keep watching because they bury themselves every fucking time they go live. And no, don't tell me how to talk, dude. Don't tell me how to talk. That's a timeout right there. Don't tell me how to fucking talk here. Don't tell me how to fucking talk. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Right now. I met you were a scared little bitch when you opened your door, but then you revealed yourself as a very nice looking person. I let it go. I'm like, hey, okay, this guy has some credibility to him. What I mean, but when you opened the door, you were a scared little bitch. I was ready to go right in on you. Like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't. And you had the mask on. It's like what? Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Melton, don't hurt me. I'll calm down. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. That was you. That was you. Okay? Trust me. That was you. All right. So there. Okay. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, right. You'll never own me. You'll never own my chair. You're a nobody. That's just a fact. You happen to be more good looking than what I thought of you initially, but you're a nobody, really. You're just someone who was very scared. That's why you let me in. You let me sleep in your bed. Then you introduced yourself to me. Fine. All fine and good. But you know what? It's going to be a memory soon. And I don't. And beyond one time have I been back. So I thought you had enough problems if I didn't come back, you know? I didn't return to your residence after that. So that's it. But no, you're attempting to ruin my chat again. So no, you ruined the show right here. You ruined the fucking show. Thank you. You ruined the fucking show. There weren't many people commenting anyway, but good, unsubscribe. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I know. Working than you do making accounts. Exactly. This guy has put his energy in the wrong friggin' space. He's got all these computers. He's got cell phones galore too. And this is what this loser does. He's a fucking loser. I kind of felt bad for you, dude. You're this good-looking guy, and you fucking wasted your life in some ways. You got all these computers, but you've wasted your fucking life. You've wasted your fucking life, dude. That's the fucking problem I have with you. I wasn't going to get this far tonight, but you pushed me to get this far. Yeah, well, I can't see any of your comments, then there's no show. If I have to keep blocking him, there's no fucking show. If I have to keep fucking blocking this fucking nigga's ass, there's no fucking show. And no side chat show anyway. I mean, it's just going to be me talking about this. Unless people take care of it, I'm going to mod you up and you can handle it. How about that? You can handle it. Since I see that you're in here now, you can handle it. No one in here is taking this job. No one's kicking him. Joni kicked him. Hey, thanks, Jody. You got him. You got one of them. Good, good, good. Now I got to watch to see who's kicking, and then I'll just notice the people kicking him. That's what I'll do. Jody Portwood kicked him. Very good, Jody. Good. Good. Now we might have a show back here since I don't have to totally watch him now, you know? That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Because no one's in here. It's just me. Then that's what it becomes. You know, that's good, Gracie. Thank you so much. Handle him. Handle him, mods. Handle him. Handle him right now. I'm going to own this bitch right into the fucking ground. If I come back, I'm throwing rocks through your window next time, bitch. I'm going to throw rocks at your fucking windows next time. I'm not even going to knock. I'm going to just fucking pelt them right through your windows. I'm going to get some nice big ones. You know? Before I get out of here in the state of Florida, I'm going to make sure. I was going to let it end the way that I met you and stuff, but nah, you have to keep pushing it, right? You got to keep pushing it. I'll just come back. I'll throw some bigger rocks through your window next time. That's it. But anyways, back to the show. So anyone who's into politics here again, we were talking politics. We talked about Anderson Henderson. We pretty much covered everything, you know. He and I pretty much covered everything when before he came in here. I mean, so I'm just running the camera, just wasted energy right now, you know. I don't want to stay live more than I have to usually. Yep, Gracie, thank you. Joni, thank you. Now I know I have two very good mods now that are in here, so that's good. Dr. Computer Shop, tell me about you, Dr. Computer Shop. It's interesting your account is in here. I know you're not Botta. I know you're not him, but you have a lot of computers, don't you? And you've more than likely made more of your life than that loser Steven, you've made more of your life than him. He's got all these computers, but he doesn't put his talents in the right spot. That's why he was attracted to noodles. That's really why, because he does so much noodling around his goddamn self. That's why. You missed the answers. You own a small. See, someone who owns a small computer shop, which you don't bother. Right here, someone owns a small computer shop who came right in here. Look at that. What are the chances of that, huh? Dr. Computer Shop. I'm going to probably have to get a new computer soon, actually. I'm probably going to have to get one. At this time, it's going to be tough, but I'll get one. But then again, just to let you know, I'm in the chat. Where did Marge Simpson stop drinking? I don't know, dude. Marge Simpson. Yeah. I look like Marge Simpson. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay, so then you're good people. Then okay, you hang in the same communities as Burger Boy. That's good. That's cool. I like that. That's good. Yep. That's good. Oh, David Belo. Anyone like him? You hang over there? Or... I think I might have seen you in David Belo's chat. Are you in his chat too? By chance? Oh, by the way, everyone, I want to showcase my slippers that I have on. I got my white slippers and I got my yellow diabetic socks on. Anyone like that? I got my white slippers on and I got my yellow diabetic socks on right here. You like that look? Anyone like that look right there? My white slippers right there. That is a cup. Yeah, it is. These were solid white too, but they got a little dirty. As a circumstance, I'm trying to wear them a little more now. But yeah, it is. See, I know how to do it, So these are my lugs right there. I wear those. Sometimes I have to glue those a little bit. Yeah, clothes I got to put away and stuff. I got to reorganize my clothes. I haven't done that. I got dirty ones there. I got some up there. I got a lot of clothes here. I got to kind of sort out, and my flats right there and all that. I got CDs. I got expose. I'll go through some of my CD collection. That's what I'll do. I'll go through my CD collection. If anyone wants to see some of the CDs I own, I'm probably not going to play any music, but I'm going to showcase some of my CDs right here. Eddie's so pissed that he didn't get the chance to own my chat and shut it down. He's so pissed. Yeah. Thank you, mods. Very good mods tonight. Very much on top of that son of a bitch there, Stephen Elliott. Yeah, I went to his place, scared the shit out of him, and he backed down. And then he started talking nice to me when I was in the house. And then he let me sleep in his bed, and then he introduced me to his real self. I recommend this album, okay? Sneaker Pimp's Bloodsport. Sneaker Pimp's Bloodsport. Anyone know who the Sneaker Pimps are? It's a good album right there. Sneaker Pimp's Bloodsport. Take notes if you want to look them up, okay? Poe. Hello. Poe. It's like pop, trip hop type stuff. Girly. The Jayhawks, Rainy Day Music, that's a pretty good album. More like Americana, alternative. Metric, Live It Out. If you want manic, sexy female singer, but manic and depressed, Metric, Live It Out. Anyone know Metric? Live It Out. That's a good album right there. It's got hose and heels on them, whatever, and then the songs are on the back of this album here. Got a Mouth, Musical Monkey. That's a funny album right there. Punk rock. Got a Mouth, Musical Monkey. Got varies of different types of music here, you know. I just have a handful of my CDs here. And this is actually a good album. I like Clumsy better, but this also isn't a bad All 80 Piece album right now. I like All 80 Piece, actually. I listened to All 80 Piece growing up. Right there. I got Sugar Ray. Every morning I wanna you can have a one night stand. Sugar Ray. Thievery Corporation, Culture Affair. This is a definite one that you gotta pick up here too. There's a rap song at the beginning of it, but the rest of it is nice female singing and nocturnal type music. This is out of Washington, D.C. too. They're out of Washington, D.C., I think. Perry Farrell showed up in one of their albums, actually. Thievery Corporation, Culture Affair. That's a good album right there. I got Technotronic, Pump Up the Jam, Trip on This, the remixes. I got that one. Pump up the jam, pump it up. I don't mind a brand new day. Get your booty on the floor now. Make my day. Make my day. Oh, and I got Jodeci. I actually have Jodeci, believe it or not. Forever My Lady, Jodeci. That's a classic right there. Got that one. I got MGMT. This is pretty good. Yeah, MGMT. Weekend Wars, The Youth, Electric Feel, all these songs here. Kids. Kids is the main hit on this album. Kids is the main hit. Oh, and this is a very underrated, good CD here. Okay? This is kind of like Americana, but it was for a pop TV show too. But the music on here is very good. The Heights. Anyone remember The Heights? How do you talk to an angel? How do you hold her close to where you are? How do you talk to an angel? But then there's other songs on here that are better than that even. Or just as good, and they have a Feeling Alright cover by Joe Cocker that was really good. They have a cover song of that. I'm Still on Your Side. Rearview Mirror is a good one on here. So Hot is a good one. But this is a highly recommended app. They don't even sell too many copies of this anymore, I don't think. It might even be a collector's item. I have... Get a load of this one here. We're talking about real rockabilly, psychobilly type music, okay? Look at this album here. Pod Delirium right there. Look at that. The legendary Shack Shakers. Look at that. Look at that one right there. Of course, very easy listening. Very easy listening music here, right? From Till Tuesday, Amy Mann. The Forgotten Arm by Amy Mann. That's a decent album right there. The whole thing is enjoyable and relaxing. There is something wrong with me. Baby, there's something wrong with me that I can't see. That I can't see. Oh, more rockabilly, okay? Brian Setzer, 13, right here. One of the top songs on this album is Drugs and Alcohol Bullet Holes. Very good right there. Oh, and the one is Broken Down Piece of Junk. Everything I own is a broken down piece of junk. We talked about having his moonshine mash and living in a cheap motel, and everything he owns is a broken down piece of junk. And he lives in a cheap motel. Yeah, that relates very well to what's going on, right? Everything I own is a broken down piece of junk. La la la, la la la. Everything I own is a broken down piece of junk. La la la. Oh, you want a punk rock album with some real New York hardcore style punk with some real, like, this is like really hard, like really up tempo. And if you want something pretty extreme, listen to Vision Detonate. Wouldn't be shocked if many skateboarders jammed to this one back in the day. Vision Detonate. Vision is the name of the band. I like Vision to a point. More Portishead. I got Portishead Dummy right here. Ordered that one off eBay. Portishead Dummy. This is a real easy listening trip hop. You just kind of sit there. It's very nocturnal, you know. Well, it's on London Records, actually. The same ones that had the Rolling Stones. London Records. I think they're actually out of England, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you like jam bands? Jam bands, okay? Mow the Conch. Very good album. Mow the Conch. This one is awesome right here. Look up some songs from Mow the Conch. This is a good album. Some of it sounds like Steely Dan. Some of it sounds like, a little bit of it even sounds like Aerosmith in one particular song on that album. I got, what else do I got here? The Gentle Waves with Isabel Campbell. The Gentle Waves. You want some real easy listening indie rock type stuff? Isabel Marie, the Gentle Waves. No, Isabel Marie. Isabel Campbell. Swan Song for You is the name of this album right here. They appeared in the Pumpkin soundtrack. If anyone knows that movie Pumpkin with Christina Ricci, was about the retarded kid Pumpkin. Her music showed up in that movie right there. Oh, this is the one. Legendary Shack Shakers. Look, this is the thing. Evil Abe, when you see Evil Abe on YouTube, right? You see that guy Evil Abe, all right? Sure, a lot of you know who Evil Abe is, right? I would have thought Evil Abe would have got his idea of doing Evil Abe from this CD right here. I would have thought that Evil Abe would have actually got his idea from that. But it turns out it's not the case. I asked him, did you get the idea from the Legendary Shack Shakers to look like that right there? Because he's in the Confederate state of South Carolina. He's there. And you got an Abe Lincoln cartoon here. There's some pretty decent songs of this on Yacht Rock Records here. Swamp Blood is the name of that album right there. Right down in the swamp blood, I'm in the down in the swamp blood. It's like really deep south type rock, rockabilly, and all that. Right there. Oh, Frank Black from the Pixies, okay? Frank Black and the Catholics. This is a great album. The song Back to Rome is definitely one of the best. Back to Rome. It's song number 2 right there. Back to Rome. Very good song. The best on the album. Then he's got a song, I Gotta Move. Do you feel bad about it? All my ghosts in every sea, in every land. Yeah. Good album right there. Hey, Tracy Young, I might meet Cyrax. I'm thinking of possibly meeting Cyrax. Did you know that? It might be in the works. I might not be that far from Anderson Henderson. Cyrax lives right around him. Dude. I told him if I see him randomly, I'm going to come up to Anderson on the streets when I see him. Because I'm going to knock on his door. I know his dumb ass is all over that city every day. So thanks, Anderson. Thanks so much for letting me know that you're on the streets every day there. If I go through there, I could fuck with you in real life. Remember that. Remember that. And then you know what's going to happen, Anderson? What's going to happen is people who hate you are going to come to me. They're like, I hate that guy. That guy's annoying. He comes out here every day. He thinks he's a celebrity. I'm like, I know. I've known this guy for like 12, 13 years out here. There's no worries. I've been his rival on here. And there's a reason for it. I can get the people, because I've seen what it's like here. I got into a fight at this motel like about 3, 4 weeks ago, okay? Okay? Got in a fight with someone. Someone almost tased me. It didn't work. A taser didn't work on me. And someone tried to tase me. I fucking contained them and started kicking their ass and whatever. Landed a karate kick to their face. And funny thing is, I was watching Cobra Kai right before it happened too. Right before I got in the fight outside, it was over noise. I thought I was hearing upstairs. I thought I was hearing some real loud noise exceptionally. And then someone steps outside. It's a long story, but I ended up getting into a fight with this strong girl. She's strong, at least in a woman's division. I'll say that much. And she came downstairs with the taser to try to deal with me, and I landed a kick right to her. And then I ended up fucking containing her and hitting her, and just enough to get her contained. And then her and her boyfriend tried to team up on me and he was a pussy too, 1-to-1 as well. But he all of a sudden seemed brave though when she was going with him to try to, fight me or whatever, or back me into a corner or something like that. But what I did was I led them right into the manager's office so they could see what was going on. I made them see it at least. Right there in person, who it might have been or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But my point is, I have people come up to me after that and they were like, I don't like her. We really don't like her. She's been the bully of the complex. She's been the bully of the hotel building. Okay. So I got some support right there off that. Imagine if I waltz into Huntington and show him up in his city like that. I'm sure people would come to me and say, we don't like that guy. He's insane. He's a nut job. We actually like you more now that you've introduced yourself. Or at least that's the general tone, like, oh, Anderson, that guy calls himself Anderson Henderson. He's been causing so much trouble. I could get a lot of information if I go there. And the people who know you in that city would be outside too, probably. or in some place, I'd be like, hey, you know of a guy named me? I might even initiate, hey, you know a guy who goes by Henderson? I'll just go somewhere. Hey, you know a guy named, even if I don't see Henderson at all, I could, you know what I'm saying? I don't even gonna knock on that son of a bitch's door. Just like now, I don't gotta go to Jasmine because the mission's been accomplished. The mission's been accomplished. Anderson's got enough where he's going out on those streets every day. I could just fuck with him on the streets. And I could just ask people about him if I'm around there. That's really it. And I was too. I mean, like when it came to Jasmine, I was really literally, if I didn't see her out, I would be like, oh yeah, I'll talk to her neighbors, see what they think. Right? If I'm not going to call your parents and I'm not going to do something else, I'll just do something else, you know? Huntington, West Virginia. You know how it started? Because I signed up for affordable housing in Huntington, West Virginia. That's why. But I got approved. There's a good chance I could be your neighbor. I could be your neighbor, dude. I could be your neighbor. You know? You'll love that. You'll love that, won't you? And then you'll have to constantly see how I came to your city and let the people know that don't like you already that I've been your rival on YouTube for a while. And you know what I'm saying? And the truth will come to the surface. You know what I mean? It will. Well, I've known you so long, at least start here, it's a bigger deal. It's a bigger deal than any of these ass clouds like Barter even. But I met Barter. But it just shows you. He was so petrified little bitch when I knocked on his door. God damn, I've never seen someone freak out that bad. It's almost like when Jack Nicholson was like, help me, help me. Almost like, don't do anything to me. I don't like, oh, you be my neighbor. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day, shall we? Since we're together, I might as well say, would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. How are you? Hi, neighbor. I think today we're going to do a little something. Why don't we go down to the city? Why don't we go to this place? Oh, I'll run into a lot of them. Yeah. But there's certain people I would probably keep my distance to because they might have AIDS. So I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? But Henson might have AIDS. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I got my ways, though. I got my ways. And Mr. Rogers, yeah. Anderson, this could have got more real than you would have ever imagined, though. I'm gonna say that right now, because what if I plan to travel maybe soon? So I might make it worthwhile. Spend a week in Huntington, West Virginia. Spend a week in it. Yeah. If someone hates you, Anderson, hey, they might even give me room and board if they don't like you that much. And I tell them all about you. At least what I know about you. because I've been a social media rival of yours for several years. But you also made it that way. There was only one time I wanted to be friendly to you. I wanted to help you out because I saw you were a real severe case. Even though I might have been not all the way there myself, I saw someone worse than me by quite a bit. And I'm like, if I could help someone out, it would probably be this guy. So I'll just flirt with them a little bit, pretend flirt with them, and I'll just fucking screw with them a little. Then I'll tell them my real purpose. I said, hey, if you ever need any help, let me know. But funny thing is, he let Noodles get in with them way far as an older person. You'd think he'd be smarter the older he got, right? I think he might even be stupider now than he used to be. Maybe a little more polished in other ways, but more stupid, for damn fucking sure. As he certainly let Noodles get in far with them. You know? That's just the bottom. And now he's back over there too. He can't keep his word. He doesn't know how to cut someone off for good, apparently. He doesn't have that in him. Because if he's an opportunist, he'll let them back over and over and over again for his show. And then the people who he abuses come back to him. It's like a fucking dangerous, never-ending cycle. And this fucking loser wants to make people think he's this cat lover when he hated cats, or he hates cats. He threw a cat out the window. Now he's a simp for this friggin' cat who more than likely has an owner. I mean, is this adding up to you all, really? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Hey, Mark W., what's up, Mary? I'll call you Mark, I guess. I don't know. That'd be awesome if I do. Yeah, I know. But he'd be friggin'. He would be petrified. Well, Anderson Henderson would definitely fucking curl up in a ball and he wouldn't want nothing to do with it, is what I think would happen with him. And then I saw him yelling behind the door with his neighbor or his gay neighbor. That fucking guy was about to. But if he wants to talk a big game, he should have just opened the door. I couldn't tolerate myself just standing behind a door screaming. I'd have to come out there eventually and get ready for a fight. I couldn't do that. I couldn't just stand behind a door screaming like that. Because he was scared. He was fucking scared. I'm going to find that guy and I'm going to talk to him. How about that? I'm going to find that motherfucker and I'm going to talk to him. That's what I'm going to freaking do. I don't got to go to your parents. I don't got to go to people. And I don't even have to knock on your door. All I got to do is find these people in the city. That's it. It's a small enough place. It's a college town. Marshall University is there. Okay? I don't even have to know his address, which I really don't. I don't have to, though. You see what I'm saying? I'd have more than enough people locally willing to give it to me if I really wanted it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the thing. What if I was to go to Huntington, West Virginia and show up Anderson in his own hometown? I thought I covered this subject already. Now I'm just kind of, because the stream's running and I'm just trying to, you know. So yeah, pretty much. I'm going to shut this off now soon. It's come about that time. Bada tried to ruin the show. He failed. And Dr. Computer Shop came in here. And turns out he's someone with an improved life than your sorry ass is, Bada. So how do you feel about yourself on that one? I think I did enough owning tonight. I think I did enough talk about everything and the events that I've been seeing and all that kind of thing. So with all that being said, I think I'm checking out now. Good night, everyone who decided to stay in here and make the show worthwhile. And Tracy, I'll give you a mod too if you want a mod. And Dr. Computer Shop, I will give you a mod before I close this stream out. Okay, so I think it was a pretty good show tonight. Talk to y'all later. Tabasco. Wait a minute. Tabasco. They call Tasco Tabasco. You're Tasco, aren't you? You're Tasco. You've been watching. I know. You're watching sometimes on here, at least. I know. Or Joanne to you, Tracy Young. It's Joanne to you. So Melton John Butters, not Nick Vinny thinks so. I don't really
It's not Nick. Trust me, it isn't Nick. It's not Nick. Uh, okay. Yep. Okay, Hermit. Yeah, I'm back for now because I have to have something to talk about if I come back. Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I've been recovering from a cold. I've been doing some things, contemplating some things. And the day could be coming very soon where I make some moves. All right. So we'll see what happens with all that. Talk to you later, everybody. Thank you for coming here. Bye.